Hey! So before we begin, I'm just gonna give a shout out to both Zentreya and Fream. So you probably know who they are, but I want to thank them for being the inspiration for this video. Zentreya for being, well, Zentreya, and Fream because it was actually her panel at Offkai this past year where I got the inception for this video. No, seriously, I could prove this because I have the note I have in my phone from June 22nd of 2025, which was Sunday at Offkai, and I only went to one panel that day. I can prove it! So to Zen and Fream, thank you for bringing this madness to my minds so that I may share it with the world. So I had an idea about looking at VTubers and thinking, I wonder which model suit / Gundam they would be. And so that brings us to Zentreya, who I've honestly kinda thought about this ever since she joined the mech side. Now I wouldn't go and make a whole video just for Zen's original mech self, it would be way too short. But Zen has thankfully graced us with many different outfits over the years, and thankfully several of them have given me ideas. So we are going to go over 5. What? She now has a rider-based outfit. Shit. Okay, hold on. Back to the research minds. Six! We are going to go over 6 of her outfits, and I'm going to match them up with the Gundams / mobile suits I think would represent them best, and also go over a little bit of all the conversions and stuff you would have to do to get a little bit more closer to combining the looks. Alright? Okay. The first outfit we're going to take a look at is Cyber Zentreya. I actually did think it was a mech design because of the artist, but Cyber, mech, potato. It was the first outfit of hers that I was like, dang, this is really cool. And when it came to thinking of a mobile suit with that, I looked at its design and some of the coloring. It's not simplistic, but I did go with a simplistic suit in representation, so I thought it would be better suited towards Gundam Exia. You know, also because they both have swords. Oh, hold on. I can already hear the wheels turning in some people's heads. But that's a katana. Wouldn't it be better if you use Gundam Ashtray Red Frame? That could work. Unfortunately, the color scheme for the body and the limbs are kind of reversed on that, so I didn't like it as much. But no, and also there was another thing. If you notice on Ashtray Red Frame, it has the markings on the face mask. And for Zen's thing, aside from what appears on it, there are no physical markings, so to speak of, so it works better with Exia's plain face mask. And then for the other people who are probably a good question, but Exia doesn't have horns. You see those little spikes where the collarbone's is? You could just move them. And also, another thing that I thought would be neat is that you see the clear ribbons on Exia's arms. They could also be moved down to where in Zen's outfit she has those like tassels hanging from her sleeves. I thought that would just be a nice touch. It all would fit mostly well, since both of them were made to look like they handle quick, precise movements, usually do with sword work, and have enough glowy pieces that I find enough similarity in both of them. I still love this one to this day. The next one is where I started having to stretch a little bit and trying to think a little bit more. It is the return of Dragon Zentreya. And I've had to use like both our efforts to kind of piece this together for a little bit of color's sake, but the one I had in mind for this was actually Epion. And if anybody's wondering why on that, just remember it has a transformation that does turn it into a dragon form, and I believe it is called Dragon Form. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm not caring. But there is a similarity in some of the things, like how it seems like on Epion, it does have like sort of the boots coming up along the way that does sort of fall in line with Zentreya's style in this outfit. And also, I know Zen doesn't have a lot of that like darkish red that Epion does have, but that could easily be switched up or changed either way. And one little detail I thought that could be fun is technically, when you have Zen with that long spiky hair, you could replicate that using Epion's whip in a way, especially if you painted it the same color as her hair. It was a little neat detail that I thought could be jerry-rigged somehow. And speaking of dragon, that brings me back to Zen's Cyber Dragon outfit that she got. And I knew immediately when I see it, the first thing that came to mind was the Barbados line from Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. Specifically, Barbados Lupus and Barbados Lupus Rex. Yes, because of the tail, but also was just because of a little bit of intimidation factor that I don't think Barbados had yet. But yeah. And I mean, are you gonna tell me the little bit of fire that comes off of her eyes and with the mask on isn't just a little bit inspired? Just a bit? I mean, come on, guys. And yes, while there are some Gundam frames and Iron-Blooded Orphans that you use darker color schemes, none of them ever gave me the little bit of the same kind of intimidation factor that both the Barbados's and Zen's outfit kind of give me. So that's why I just always kind of lump those three things together. For our fourth outfit choice, I'm looking towards Zen's one of her newer designs, the newer General Zentreya design. I knew immediately when I saw it what I thought this resembled. Just because of the way the coat hangs and the shoulders and all that. Like, the first thing, the mobile suit from the third arc of Gundam Age from our favorite space pirate / absentee dad, the Gundam Age 2 Dark Hound. I mean, look at this thing. It has the same intimidation factor as Zen when she's just kind of staring into camera at you with those eyes. It was a dead ringer for me. It's like, I would love to see maybe if there was a way to recreate the little bit of, like, fluffy collar Zen has into the mobile suit, but I'm not entirely sure about that. But either way, it was like one of the closest comparisons that I had immediately thought once I saw her outfit. And honestly, Geckos, tell me this, do you think that it wouldn't be appropriate to also let her keep those hooks it has on the design so she could just yank you from wherever you are once you're saying something stupid? Come on. I know you're thinking it too. Okay, for this next one, I'm gonna need everybody to give me a little leeway and let me get the explanation out before you all decide to yell at me. Okay? And just everybody calm down for a minute and let me say it. Okay? Everybody sitting? Okay? Okay. The cowgirl Zentreya with the bikini. No, okay, stop. I can already hear it. Just let me explain. Let me explain. Okay. So, you know how in G Gundam, there was Maxter Gundam, and usually he looked like a football player like this, but then that armor could pop off, and you saw, like, the machine chest. Again, let me go. You're probably wondering how the hell does this connect to cowgirls in any way? Well, did you know that after G Gundam, there was a manga titled Superclass Mobile Fighter G Gundam Shinjuku / Undefeated of the East, where it got an upgrade form? What may that upgrade form be, you ask? Well, if you've never looked at this yourself, let me introduce you to Gundam Max Revolver. You see where I'm going with this now? Yes, I am kind of talking about combining parts from both, you know, keeping the bare-chested part of Gundam Maxter for, you know, reasons. Shut up! And then, you know, combining it with, you know, like the hat you get from Gundam Max Revolver, the fact that it actually has revolvers, I'm not kidding about you, and of course, look, it's got spurs. You could totally, you know, it can work. It can work, just give me a little bit of leeway on this. It can work, guys, I promise. And for the last one, of course, we have Zen's, one of her newest outfits, the Zen Rider. Honestly, I really like this as a fan of Kamen Rider, but it did throw me a loop for a little bit trying to find some mobile suits or Gundams to compare it to. But it's like, I thought for a minute it kind of reminded me of the sort of Red Giant 3rd MS team, sort of with all the red, but the white parts didn't work up. And then there was also this GM I found that had like mostly the red armor, but it still had the white arms since it didn't really work for me. But then it hit me. Red and black body, helmeted figure with a eyepiece that's not bisecular. It's only one eyepiece. You can see it in the little gap in the helmet. And since she's a rider, she gets a rider kick. This ain't no Gundam at all, guys. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Can you hear the music playing? Oh, this is a great idea. So anyways, that brings us to the end here. I know Zen has many, many more outfits I could have covered, but these were at least the 6 that gave me the clearest inspiration. And I really thank her for that. She has been an inspiration to not just me, but a lot of people, whether mech or not mech. And I thank her for that. Hopefully this goes well, and if it does, I'm going to quickly start putting out more of these for other VTubers. I know there are plenty of people who I've thought about this and wanted to do, both bigger VTubers and friends, so hopefully this will be something that I could do for more VTubers and give recognition to a lot of different people. So, once again, thank you Zen, thank you Fream, thank you to everybody who's watching. Have a good night, or day, whatever it is for you, and bye-bye!